Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I am Kiera, and in today's video I'm going to be telling y'all some tips on how I am getting over my anxiety and ways that I also deal with my social anxiety. If you are new to my channel, like I said, I am Kiera. Make sure you are subscribed with the notifications turned on so you don't miss when I upload videos. I upload videos every Wednesday at 10 a.m. and you don't want to miss this amazing content, so make sure you are subscribed. I make content based on women empowerment or just empowerment period, self-love, self-help, spiritual journey, and all the things like that. Just basically how to level up your mindset and be the best version of you that you can be. If that is something that you are interested in, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And like I said, don't forget to turn on those post notifications so you don't miss when I upload videos. Like I said, I upload videos every single Wednesday at 10 a.m. I'm not gonna hold y'all too much. Let's go ahead and get into this video. I am not no healthcare professional, but I'm just talking about just standard anxiety. I know some people actually have like full-on anxiety attacks and like where they can't breathe and like they have to be rushed to the hospital and things like that. This is not that type of video. This is just ways that I deal with my anxiety. I just wanted to make that very, very clear because I know some people actually have really, really bad health problems when it comes to anxiety and medications and things like that. I am not a healthcare professional and I don't want you to use my video in that way. So please, please, please just take these tips as a little bit of advice, but don't take them and run with it if it don't work for you. This is just simply what works for me, and I know everybody's anxiety is a little bit different, so just take this as a little advice from Kiera, and that is it. Don't take it as a medical diagnosis or anything like that. This is just strictly to kind of help you if you've been dealing with anxiety and things like that. So the first tip that I can give y'all with dealing with anxiety and ways that I deal with my anxiety is noticing my triggers. So basically things that used to trigger me in the past, they don't really have the same effect on me that they used to, because I noticed that those things trigger me and I've tried my hardest. Sometimes I can't remove them, but I've tried my hardest to remove those certain things from my lifestyle. Like say if there's just a certain place that I don't like to be at or a certain environment that I don't like to be in, I won't put myself in those environments because I know I'm going to start to have anxiety attacks or feel super, super overwhelmed. So I first would say just notice your triggers, notice things that bother you, notice things that make you feel uncomfortable. Not try to avoid, but try to avoid situations that make you feel uncomfortable if you can. Next tip that I can have is to find ways to calm yourself down, which I know can be hard in the moment when you are dealing with the anxiety. The way that I do it is I have found ways to calm myself down before I have the attack, because I know that I deal with anxiety. So I know that before I have an attack, or even after I have it, I have sat with myself and figured out what works for me, what can actually help me deal with my anxiety or deal with me having a panic attack in the moment, but while I'm not having that panic attack. Because when you're in that moment, nothing else matters. You're just in panic mode. And for me, start to breathe heavier. I would start to sweat, and everything would just feel like it's just crumbling down. And it was just, I don't know, it's just a nightmare to me. I really didn't have chest pains like most people have. It's just more so my nerves get really bad. I get real jittery, shaky, almost feel nauseous in a way. For some reason, when I start to develop my anxiety, my arms sweat really bad and they start to itch really bad. And I know that's it's not kind of weird, but I start to sweat. The palms of my hands get super, super sweaty. I've added to help me when I'm either getting ready to have one or already having one, is to kind of give myself a prep talk. And I literally talk to myself in the third person. I'll say, here, you are fine, everything is fine, just take a deep breath, nothing is wrong, you are in this moment, nothing is wrong, things like that. You have to give yourself prep talks, talk yourself down, because if you continue to which is another step in here, if you continue to overthink and think about what if this happened or what if that happened, it's going to cause your anxiety to be a little bit worse, and it's going to cause you to go into a deeper state of an anxiety attack, if that makes sense. So you just basically have to figure out what works better for you. Writing in my journal also works for me. I meditate. That works for me. If I'm feeling really, really anxious and I'm feeling on edge, typically I would either journal or meditate. And even if it's just meditation for 5 minutes, sometimes I just I'm learning how to do breath work, I think is what it's called. Where I just sit there and breathe, literally just breathe in the present moment. And you can try that with meditating as well. And you can look up YouTube videos on things like that on breath work. I also like to listen to nature sounds and things like that. I know that may sound girl, nature sounds, but honestly that stuff really, really works, especially when you don't have any other option. And I think listening to a nature sound or just listening to some spa music is better than just going into an anxiety attack. So the third thing is to not be around people, places, or things that make you feel uncomfortable, which I kind of mentioned in the first step. But basically, like, if you're having anxiety when you go out to the club, don't go to the club. If you are having anxiety around certain people, like, stay away from those people, because energy does not lie. And if you are having anxiety around certain people, then just know that your energy probably just doesn't mesh well with theirs, or they have ill intentions. Basically, sense and read the room, especially if you are like a sensitive person. Like, if you are having anxiety or somebody's causing you anxiety, like, just stay away from those people, like, or stay away from those places, things that cause you anxiety. You don't have to. If you put yourself in the situations that give you anxiety, then you are basically doing it to yourself. I've been around, so like, I've turned down so many plans because I know for a fact that I'm going to go into like a state of like anxiety, and I get super quiet at that point. And I'm a very talkative person, so if I get quiet and get super quiet around you, like, I probably don't feel comfortable, or like I'm probably like having a silent anxiety attack, and I don't want to be in a situation that I'm in, because I am a very talkative person. So yeah, you just have to like eliminate people, places, and things that make you feel uncomfortable. So the next tip is to not overthink. Don't overthink about the future. Like, whatever is happening next, just let it happen. And I am such a controlling person. Like, I like to know exactly what's going to happen next. And when I feel like I don't know what's going to happen next, I start to get anxiety, which just happened to me like 2 days ago, actually. I do have a vlog channel, so if you want to see that content, go over to my other channel, which I'll link down below in the description box, and I'll also post up here in the cards. Watch that video, and in that vlog, I actually had a day, like that day I was having an anxiety attack, and I had to talk myself out of it, and I actually spoke about it in the video. So if you want to like hear that experience, just go ahead and check that video out after you watch this video. But I really have to like give myself, like I said, prep talks, and that is pretty much what talks me down. Like, and I try not to overthink about things happening. I try not to control things, most importantly, because I try to control my plans, and sometimes it don't always go through the way I want it to go through, and then it makes me get antsy, I get anxiety, and then it's like I don't want to do it no more. So it's like, one thing that I'm doing is just trying not to overthink things, trying not to overthink my plans and be too controlling with situations, and just letting things be what they are. And the next step is to eliminate things that cause you to have the anxiety. And I know I kind of said that throughout this whole video, but I'm talking about actual things that can cause you to have anxiety, like weed. I know a lot, like, this is very sad to say, but I know a lot of people actually like take pills and stuff, and alcohol, like things like that. Like, if you're using a drug and it's causing you to have anxiety attacks when you're not on the drug, then that drug is probably not good for you. Or even if it's causing you to have anxiety while you're on the drug, it's probably not good for you. I spoke about this in my last vlog as well, about smoking weed. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest, I have smoked, and I smoked from like 2015 until last year. It's literally been a year since I smoked weed. I'm super proud of myself for it, because it's just like a great feeling for me, because I noticed that it was causing me to have anxiety, and now I'm able to actually deal with my anxiety a little bit better. Everybody's different, so if you do like smoking stuff, I'm not saying that you just have to cut it out and just, but try to think about that. If you are smoking and you have anxiety, see if that's what's causing you to have anxiety, because I know everybody is different. Some people say it actually calms their anxiety, but I'm the complete opposite. It actually makes mine worse. And it actually makes me not do anything because I'm having anxiety, and I'll just sit in the same spot and just be like, and I notice I start biting my nails and picking at things. Like, I'm a picker, so I pick at stuff, and it just like gets really bad. So that is one thing that I've noticed, just like eliminate things like that are causing me to have anxiety. And I know like it's probably not as easy as it seems. I've started and stopped many times. This is the longest that I've stopped, and I don't think I'm gonna do it again. I'm not like downplaying it, but I feel like, me knowing my triggers, I feel like I should just stay away from it, because I know my triggers, and like every time I just do it for fun and it just always happens, it just leads me back into like an everyday habit thing. And I don't want to like ruffle any feathers or anything, but it's kind of like an addiction when you have to do something every day. And I know some people, like I said, use it for medical purposes, and I'm not talking to y'all, I'm just talking about the people that just have to live with it, can't live without it. you know, have mood swings when they don't have it. Like, those are the people I'm talking to. And no shade, no tea. I'm just speaking from experience, and I was there before, so just being completely honest. So just a bonus tip, because I also deal with social anxiety, believe it or not. Obviously, y'all probably already knew that. I deal with social anxiety. So the ways that I would say to deal with social anxiety is just to live in the moment. Worry about what you think people are saying about you, because 9 times out of 10, everybody is living in their own reality. And honestly, it's kind of like an asshole thing, like a big ego thing, to think that everybody is watching you. Like, you definitely have to get out of your head when it comes to thinking that everybody is looking at you with social anxiety, which I'm getting out of. I'm actually getting ready to go to the park because, you know, just to have some time by myself, because I'm learning how to just be by myself at this point in my life, because I have such like really bad social anxiety. I grew up in a 6-family household, had I had 3 siblings. It was 4 of us that lived there. I shared a room with my sister my whole life, and then when I graduated high school, went to college, I had a roommate, and then when I moved into my own apartment, my best friend was there with me, and then she moved out, and then my boyfriend moved in, and he moved in. Now we have a baby. So it's like I never actually experienced alone time. Okay, so I am just learning to be by myself, which is also helping me deal with my social anxiety, just to like live in the moment, just stop worrying about what I think people are saying about me, what I think people are talking about me. Like, because when I used to go out into public, I just used to feel like people were talking about me, and I think it stems from my childhood, because I've actually witnessed people talk about me like beside me, but right in my face, and I wouldn't say anything. I would just sit there, like I peeped it, but I didn't say anything, and that was just because sometimes I would say I didn't care, but I'm noticing that it actually caused me to have these certain triggers in adulthood, which I should have addressed them in childhood. And I was a kid, who was gonna know that? In middle school, like I would just hear people say stuff about like my shoes or my hair, or like in the moment, like I wouldn't know they was making fun of me, but then I think about it a couple of days later, I'm like, oh, they were talking about me. Like, I know it sounds strange, but things like that, I think, is what caused me to have social anxiety, because I was very, very outgoing as a kid, and I think just life itself just caused me to have it. So I'm trying to undo that whole trauma cycle, just by just living in the moment. Another thing that I have anxiety with, these are just like kind of little things that I deal with on a daily. Another thing that I have anxiety with is with driving. I don't know why, like I just have anxiety with driving, but ways that I'm dealing with that situation is just by sitting in my car randomly just all day, even if I'm not going anywhere. Like when I pull up to my house, like I'll just sit in the car and just like scroll on my phone, look at social media, listen to music, vibe out, and just get the feel of my car. Like, this is my first car. I am 26, but this is my first car. I've had my car for going on 3 years now, and for like a beginning portion of me having my car got wrecked like by a drunk driver. Like my car was parked and they like knocked my tire off, and just being honest, like my financial situation wasn't at its best, so I wasn't able to get my car fixed until like a year later. And so I didn't really drive. And then like now that I'm actually driving and stuff, still deal with like anxiety with driving. So I'm getting a little bit better with that. Just taking it a day at a time, and just like allow myself to go when I want to go, and just like getting out of my comfort zone with driving. Another thing that I do, which is more along the lines of a spiritual practices, I would say, is actually keeping my black tourmaline and my rose quartz crystal on me at all times. You won't catch me without it, okay? Black tourmaline is all about protection and blocking off negative energy, and rose quartz is all about love. So I keep those with me so that I can feel, it makes me feel good and also makes me feel protected. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for this video. I hope y'all did enjoy this video on the ways that I deal with my anxiety. Like I said, I'm not a healthcare professional, so don't take this as like a medical diagnosis. I don't think you can do that with this video, but everything with a grain of salt. I'm just giving some advice on how I deal with my things. Maybe it'll help you. I hope it does help someone that's watching this video. Don't forget to leave comments down below. Let me know what you think of this video. Let me know ways that you deal with your anxiety. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed with the notifications turned on so you don't miss when I upload videos. I upload videos every Wednesday at 10 a.m. and you don't want to miss this amazing content. And I will catch y'all in my next video. Thanks so much for watching.